Test, 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 test. My goodness, it looks like I've done it without no echoes. Well, there you go. There you go. Right, so I'm just going to quickly share this bad boy to Twitter. If I can, which I don't think I can. Yes. Cool. No. No, 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 no. Bad phone. Go away. There. Right. Hello, hello. Welcome. Just quickly, actually, I'm going to chuck that onto there. Just so that we can see the view count. I'm sure there's a way of doing it, but I can't work it out. Don't obviously be doing anything if I'm There we go. Hello, hello. Welcome to the stream. Welcome to the stream. Okay, so the last time we did it, we was learning all the different bits, CSS, HTML, and we was doing all the different bits and pieces that you can do with tables. We ended up getting down to hoverable tables, which is where you hover over the top and they highlight, which is wicked. We're gonna have to play about with it a little bit to do classes and stuff. So, for example, Susannason, very original. Obviously, is different to the rest. So, obviously, those and that, and obviously these ones here are all obviously red. 5 pixel border. Let's just have a quick look, see what we've got here. Diddly table data, here we go. Border 2 pixels, solid and red. Okay. Susannason, however, is 5 pixels dotted and pink. Fast for Susannason, and for Susan, who escapes me, there she is. She's solid and green, which is her. So we worked out how to do that, how to separate them, how to use the correct how to use classes correctly in a table. So what we did after that was I made a note to myself to find out about nth child selector, which if you go to this W3 schools is this. So it's obviously grey, white for zebra stripe and stuff. So what it does, it actually selects odd or even cells or items, and then applies certain attributes or stylings to that. Excuse me. So in this case on here, on the right, so you got, it goes grey, obviously white, grey, white, grey, blah 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 blah. Yeah. So what it has done is it will use the nth child even. So if you was to change that to odd, actually we can quickly show you on here, I think. So if we change nth child even and we change that to odd, it should. Whoa! Oh, what did I mean to do it? Right, odd. And then run it. It should swap these two. Whee! There we go. So what it's doing now, for example, odd would be 1, 3, 5. And obviously now 2 and 4 are even. So we think we've sussed that. Now how we actually put it into practice is slightly different. So what we've done, or what I've done, is I've made a new table, and it's just basically the terminology for me to remember. So nth child is probably the most important one, because as I've seen somewhere else, you can actually do this in lists, in, well, it's basically a styling for anything with more than one item. is when you can add an nth child. Yeah, so it isn't only the odd and even. You can also do last child. You can do first child. You can do every 3, every 4, every 5, every 6, every 7. It's up to you. But that's a bit more technical in terms of what you need to put in, as I understand. So you've got, just looking at this in a book, you've got your element. So in this case, they've done a list, followed by your pseudo, which we worked out the other day, nth child, which is what they've done in this one anyway. And then, for example, if you wanted to do even numbers, it'd be 2n, or write the word even. That changes obviously depending on. I'm mumbling, I know. I'm going to show you in a minute, so hopefully it'll be okay. So here we go. So on this one here for the nth child selector, what we're going to do is we are going to. Right, let's just see how he does it and see how we can work it out our way. So what they've done is they've taken the table row and done it to the nth child. Now on our rows on here, can we add, do you think, a class to each table row? And then that might work. So if we do a class of, I'll tell you what we'll do first of all. So let's get rid of that. We will make sure that we're, oh god, right, we will make sure that we can actually amend it. Mate, why do I mumble? Why is that a thing? Right, so if we put tr, just a table row, yep, and then we do the pseudo class, or pseudo, or however you say it, nth dash child, and then in brackets we'll do even, because why not? Okay, that's cool. And then if we change the background color to white, color to white. Why am I doing white? Like, it is white. So let's go with black, and then we'll change the color of the text to white. Save that. Where's our table row thing we've done? We haven't actually done a table row. Sweet. So this should, in theory, work. So if we go all the way down to our CSS, boom, press F5. It didn't work. Why ain't it worked? Has it not worked, or am I just been missing something? Table row. Ah, let's get rid of that. Just for now. Save that. F5. So what's the difference? Why have I missed this again? So what have they done here? tr, nth child. Ah, I've done a space. Even. Aha! It just changed. That is a good sign. I'll go back on there. Press F5. Boom! Why ain't the background colour gone black? Why have the background colour not gone black? Because the whites worked, but why hasn't? I'm going to get rid of that one. That's just winding me up. So if we go back on here, what have they done? Background colour, background colour. Ah, mug, mate. Spaces don't work. Why am I suddenly changing the way I even style? There we go. Right, so that works. We get that. That's cool. That is super duper. Goody gumdrops. Goody gumdrops. Right. Now, if we wanted to add that to a class, if we was to give a table row, I don't know what just happened there. Where did it disappear to? Right, okay. If we wanted to give a table row a class of zebra, because that's what they look like. Okay, and then we applied that to all of the table rows. In theory, we can now just add a class and give it, oh, that's it, that's cool, So in theory, on this one, if we just do this and go full stop, zebra, dot dot nth child, perfect. Right. So I don't know if you've seen what's just happened. So at the bottom, obviously these are the only ones here with the the classes attached, right? Which means now that has worked. So that can be well useful, not just in tables, lists. I don't know. Just say you. Well, actually, yeah, mainly tables and lists, I suppose. But say you've got a website that's maybe I like games again, yeah. So let's go with a list of all the different games on a Nintendo. If you was to list them, it'd be hundreds and hundreds and hundreds. Obviously, if you do that, to actually style each cell would be a nightmare. But if you could do it so that you could make, obviously, every other cell turn grey, it just breaks it up a little bit. So that's cool. Right, nth child, done. Excellent, 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 excellent. Right, next. What are we on to next, Mr. CSS schools or W3 schools? Right. Oh, actually, I think we've already done a few of these. We went back to tables, didn't we? So, yeah, we know about this. Block line elements and the other one. That's cool. We've still got to work this out. This one doesn't make any sense to me. As in the hide an element. So, try it yourself. I don't get it. I don't understand why you would do this. So if we get rid of that a minute and then do run, this is a hidden heading. Why would you need that? Because if you can't see it, then it's not doing anything. I mean, obviously it doesn't affect the actual layout either, because if you go back quickly, oops, if we go back and run, like it doesn't affect the layout, it doesn't affect everything, it just disappears. So what could you, why? Let's just see what it says. Hide an element, okay, nope. It says it up here somewhere. Override the default value. Diddle-diddly. Where is it? I see it earlier and it says something to do with... Okay, here we go. So display none is commonly used with JavaScript to hide and show elements without deleting or recreating them. Take a look at our last example on the page if you know how this can be achieved. Cool. So it's all to do with JavaScript and stuff. Okay. Okay. So we're going to make a note here and we're going to put it in a paragraph because we're going to see this one. Research further when looking at JavaScript. Okay, you know what? I'm going to make that red. So how do you do styling in HTML? I can't remember. I don't do it. No, we're not. No, we're not. That's fine. We'll come back to that later. Cool. Right, so the next item on the list is max width. Max width, margin, auto, and all that jazz. Margin auto is how you center things, I believe. So that's well handy. Right. As mentioned in the previous chapter, a block element always takes up the full width available. Yes, it does. Setting the width of a block element will prevent it from stretching out to the edges of the container. Then you can set the margin to auto to horizontally center the element within its container. The element will take up specified width and the remaining space will be split equally between the two margins. Cool. The problem with the div above occurs when the browser window is smaller than the width of the element. The browser then adds a horizontal scroll bar to the page. Ooh. Using max width in this situation will improve the browser's handling of small windows. This is important when making a site usable on small devices. Resize the browser window to less than 500 pixels wide. Fine, as you wish. Well, that didn't work. So what's the... Okay, so that will squash it so it won't set. Max width will mean it'll always be 500 pixels no matter what. So I'm just checking to make sure we've got nothing. Cool beans. There's the H1 element, blah blah blah. Oh, didn't want to click on that one. Right, we'll get rid of that. Ah! Try it yourself. Let's have a quick look, see what this means. This right. Div dot example 1. This element is attached to tip strong, drag the browser window to smaller than 500 pixels. See the difference between the two divs. Right, so let's just make this massive. No, not that massive, right? So width is left and right on that. Yeah, height, width, cool. So the amount of width is 500 pixels. Let's see what happens if you do it like this. See, all I can see is that it's 500 pixels long. The max width is 500 pixels. So what happens if you shrink it? Ah, eventually it will start making it, it'll fit inside that gap. Okay. So max width is handy. I even know this one. I don't know why I'm so confused. Ah. Alright. So max width will make it so that the good for handling smaller browsers. Right, so we need to make a new section. Let's go over H2 max dash width. P max dash width will set a element to a certain width that the browser will well, it will see like width that will adjust to the browser width correctly if used with margin dash oh no, that's not right. Oh, margin dot auto. This will center it also. Cool. Right. Get rid of all that lot. Move over here. Move that back over there. And we're off. Okay, cool. So that one we sort of know as well, even though I've just sort of said it. Makes sense? Good. Nope, not even me. Position. Ah! Right. Now, here's the story. So when I first started all of this, because I've actually been sort of coding on and off, give and take for about, I think it was December, maybe earlier. Prior to that, I'd done very little on it, but I had touched on it previously. So HTML and CSS is as far as I've ever got. Now, the actual bits and pieces like tables and, I don't know, lists and paragraphs and making things look cool, I can do. Positioning is the one that annihilates me. Every time I've tried to do it, I will get a certain point and then it will just go to pieces. So this is the one where I'm gonna probably be really boring, but I've got to go through all of it properly because it drives me mental. So excuse me, here we go. Right, the one in the bottom is position fixed. That I get, that makes sense. If you position something position fixed, it will stay on the screen no matter where you go, over and over and over. That makes sense, that's cool. So let's just quickly make a new H2. This will be position and P. There are various position dot values that can be utilized. And you know what, on this one, now that I think the sheet's getting a bit full anyway, is what we would do is we're going to save that, save, and then we're going to do a new HTML folder, save as, and we're going to call it CSS to HTML sheet .html but number -2. Is that correct way of doing it? I don't know. It looks good though, doesn't it? HTML hypertext markup language. Kaboom. Right, cool. So if I do a save on that one, which now means I need a second style sheet, or does it? Yes, because that one is going to affect all kinds of tables and lists and all kinds of weird and wonderful things. So we need another new folder, and we're going to file save as, and this one we're going to save it as the style sheet. And what have we called it on there? So it'd be style sheet 2. Style sheet -2. .css. And if we find the CSS, which I forget what that means. See, cascading style sheet. There we go. Save. Cool. So if we quickly go on here and nick some of the stuff at the top of this one. So we want. Oh, you know what? Actually, no. Doc type. Now let's see if I can remember to do it. Doc type HTML, but there's a spacing and stuff that you need to do with an exclamation mark. I have forgot, so I am going to have a quick butchers. Doc type space HTML. All right. HTML. Cool. That can go because that isn't needed on a doc type sheet. And then it's the standard, so it'll be HTML. Boom. Boom. You can go down there. Then it'll be the head. Boom. Oh no, you can stay a little bit. And then it'll be the body, like that, which is where the magic happens. And in the head we will want a title, and the title of this one is CSS to HTML sheet -2, and we want our style, so it'll be style. Boom. And I forget this one, so apologies. It's just literally the link, innit? It is just a link. Obviously the link is going to get amended. Style is if you're doing it an internal style sheet. This is if you're going external. So we want style sheet -2, and that will all be the same, and save that. Just to check to see if it works. In here we're going to put, oh wait, let's just make sure we ain't got to put anything in a CSS one. I don't believe we do. We do. That's more of a comment, so we're going to do one of them anyway because it looks cool. Now we can pretend we're professional. In the body we're going to put just a test, of course, background -color. I don't know, pick your favorite color. Oh, let's go with pink. Save that, do that, save that one again, run, launching Chrome. Please be pink, please be pink. It's not pink. Why are you not pink? No. Right, what have I done wrong? Oh, right, go on that one. Head, title, link, ruler, style sheet, style sheet, STYLE-SHET-2.CSS, and that's what I've called it there. Style sheet. Oh, is it because I haven't got it in? Nope, got it in hyphens. Why ain't that one working? Is body right? Oh, because I've put background wrong. You mug. Background. See, look, it's that little thing. Like, so watch. If I do it wrong, it will go black. If you do it right, it goes grey. It's such a little one, and I want to find out if there's a way we can change the colours in Notepad++, because if we can, that'll be so much easier to pick up. I don't know, when it's wrong it will go red, for example, and when it's right it will go black, or something like that. Yeah, so I'm gonna have to look into that because this drives me mental. There we go. We have got a style sheet that works. Cool. So you can now all disappear for now. Thank you. Actually, in the body, we want to remove the margin. Margin, none. Save. There we go. I think that's right, because what it does, it takes away, so you've got a little bit of a bordery bit. Bordery bit? On the outside. Let's just make sure if anyone said anything. No, that's cool. I need to go off of this just in case it's me that's watching, because that confuses me. So if I go on to... Nope. I don't know what I'm going on to. Oh well, whatever. Let's give it to you. And I can look at the dashboard on my phone. So please bear with me a moment. Oh no, I keep pushing the wrong button. There we go. Right. Cool. Right, now where was we? On CSS layout, the position property. Okay, cool. Right, so now from the other one, we want to take the bit at the bottom, boom, which is this one, and we want to put it, you know what, we're going to take both of them, because that one don't really need to be in there. You know what, we're going to take all of that, because then it ends with a table one, and that's all cool and good. We're going to chuck that in the body, boom, there you go, you're in. Here's a question for you. How do you tab backwards? Do you hold shift and tab? You do! Right, that was a guess and I've just worked it out, so I'm really happy with myself. That was magic unto itself. I didn't know that you could do that. Oh, what a guess. What a guess. Oh, mate. And the crowd go wild. Right. I'm going to actually make a note of that right now. So I'm going to put it right here in H1 to tab backwards, hold shift and press tab. Does that read the hold shift and, let's just do and press tab, because that will confuse my little brain later on and I'll be trying to press plus. Cool. Also, I don't know if anyone clocked it. Look at this beautiful table we got here. So look, what I done was the console, type of game, and the age. Yeah, the NES is a cartridge. Again, a little bit geeky because I like games, but PlayStation was a disc. Xbox One S is digital, and apparently I just copied and pasted the last one, which shouldn't have been the case, but whatever. But look, the NES, old as you like. The PlayStation 1, old but not old, and then Xbox One S, new like a fresh morning. You see, I don't care about what console's a console, game's a game, innit? Right, so anyway, as we were, so if I grab him and put him over here so we can see it a bit better, and we are now on layout. I'm going to save you, I'm going to press F5 on you, and it works. Hurrah! Excellent. Now, what's next? There are various positions that can be utilized. Yes, it is. Okay, right. There are 5 different position values. You know what? We're just going to do a quick copy and paste of that bad boy, because that'll be just handy. How's it going to work? It's not going to work very well. See, but the thing is, it won't pick up the space, will it? So if we actually look at our CSS document, nope, because there's no line breaks. So if we put in the BR, which is break, and then in there BR, and then in the BR, and then in there, the last one. Does anyone else do that? Right, so just then I went down that entire list and I've done it exactly the same way until I got to the last one and changed the way I did it. Doesn't make any sense. Alright, cool. Cool. They're the different positions that can be utilized. So if we now go on to H3 and we start from the top. On this one I'm actually going to go through the whole lot because I need that in my brain. Static. Alright, HTML is positioned static by default. Static positioned elements are not affected by top, bottom, left and right properties. An element with position static is not positioned in any special way. It is also always positioned according to normal flow of the page. The div element has position static. Here is the CSS used. Right. If it's, this is something that's always confused me. If it's specifically like, bleh, no, wrong question. If all elements is always, if HTML elements are always static as a default, why would you need to specify that they're static? I don't understand that. It has always confused me. Like, why would it have come out of being static for you to then put it back into being static? Because if you're going to change it from anything other than static, you're going to put something else in. I'm actually going to ask, because that doesn't make any sense. Right. Question. Why? What have I just done? That didn't work. Right, let's try again. I think I was actually replying to someone then. God. Question. Right. Why is there a option to change? Why is there a... see, this is where I muck up, because I always talk a load of crap when I talk, obviously. But when I'm actually asking a question that is a legitimate question, I want to ask it correctly. Why is there a value for position static? Question mark, position static. Oh mate, why can't I write? All HTML elements by default are what are they? Set to static. Time you will use position is to change a element from that. Why would you need to specify static? Apologies if I'm being a bit stupid here. Cool. Hashtag 100 days of code so that all these people that are really clever can see it, and code newbie. Boom. Code newbie. I'm not two people. Newbie. Cool. Right. Cool. Anyone in the chat know? Because I don't. Don't make any sense to me, that. Anyway, right. So, static. Position dot static. Position dash static. Cool. By default, all HTML elements are static and are always positioned to the normal flow of the page. Full stop. And then I'm going to make a comment on here. Check why this would be used. And if anyone out there knows what that is, and I am just being thick, please let me know, because that isn't my intention. I just don't understand. Do you see what I mean? Because if it's static normally, You would only ever change it if you needed to. So if you changed it, you want it as something else. So why you would never need... That don't make sense. That makes sense to me. Right. Position relative. An element with relative position is positioned relative to its normal position. Why would that be a thing? Setting the top, right, bottom and left properties of a relatively position will cause it to be adjusted away from its normal position. Other content will not be adjusted to fit into any gap left by an element. This div element has position relative. Why are they different then? See example. Left by 30 pixels. Oh, right, cool. Boom. Because that's where it normally would be. Okay. Okay, right. So what I'm going to do here is I'm actually going to do two tests on this one. Position relative. And then we're going to put a div. Oh mate, I'll tell you, I'm going to make 500 divs. Oh, hi there, C for HD. I'm very well. How are you? Sorry if I was a little bit delayed. I'm still getting used to it all. So, apologies. I'm a bit of a nightmare like that. Right, so this div, my head's gone. My head's gone. It's all going terribly, terribly wrong. Right, so let's try this again. Oh, good to hear. And yes, I do. Notepad++. Purely because when I did a first tutorial, they said you must use Notepad++. I actually really like it. But I'm saying that with no other knowledge of any of the other ones, editors. But for what I'm using it for at the moment, it's fine. I don't really see anyone using it, which is a bit of a worry. Normally everyone's got like the black screen with like a terminal and all that. This is a bit more basic, I believe. But what do you use? VS Code. Oh, look at that, look. Visual Studio Code, no less. Excellent. Right, let's just copy that a minute. And again, is that really good, is it? Yeah. Right. Class relative. Cool. Hold on a minute. I'm losing a plot here. Div.relative. I'm going to have a look into VS Code a little bit later on then. Thank you very much. That makes so much more sense to me. Right. Here's a question for you, if you have the time. So what it is, you see this example on the right here from W3 Schools, yeah? They've given a div a class and called it relative. So to me, that class is now what you would use, yeah? Why have they then have to do div then class relative? Because if they take that away, let's just make sure I'm not losing the plot here and then run it. There's no difference. So what do you gain from putting in div? Oops. Dot relative. You don't, do you? Right, thank you. Okay, cool. Go on, W3 Schools, confusing me and my small brain. Ah, yeah. Well, I suppose actually, if you was to do let's see, do a P graph, P and P, and then give that a class of relative. That. I'll tell you what, I'll make it a bit harder to write. Why not? And then go for this is a test. Cool, and then run that. That'll do that. Excellent. So if we now, there you go. That's answered it. That's answered it. So look, if we now take that away, it should come on both of them. Mate, learning is fun. Right. I think it's makes more. Yes. So you can actually narrow a class down into different elements as well. Ah, mate, I am learning. So look, if we now only put in P and then dot relative, run, boom! Div can jog on. We have got a P. Ah. Super. Goody gumdrops. Right. Whew. Okay. Okay, cool. Right, I'm gonna have to make a note somewhere now. Hold on. We're gonna do it in H1 again. Neither. I am trying to learn to become a web developer one day. As you can see, it's gonna take a bit of time, but yeah, it's going to be for making websites and then eventually onto making games and apps and all kinds of weird and wonderful things. I don't really know exactly what I'm going to do yet, but I am loving life. Stuff like that. I mean, look, it was so stupid, but look how happy I am. In the W3 scores under the P. I will do that. Border style dashed. I think if we do that one there and then run it, boom. In fact div dot relative, right, if this works I'll be impressed. If we now give this one a position of relative and then we do a left of, I don't know, 60 pixels, and then we do a border that will be, and then we do a border of 8 pics, and we do it. What are the other ones? You got dosh. I tell you what I have got sitting in my little example sheet. What was the other ones? Tell you what I'll do, I'll open up the wrong one. Oops. Here we go. There. Let's go for a bit of double. Why not? Let's just live the dream. Double. And we're going to give it a colour of pink. Right, so in theory, when I press run, I press save, I didn't mean to do that. Right, so when I press run, make sure we got it all correct. Left, blum 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 blum. Cool. If I press run, it should change that one to suit. Oh, mate. Right, cool. Because they've done the shorthand on the border, haven't they? Because you can do... Let's just see if we can remember to do this then. So if we delete that, and then it will be border width, I think it is, of 6 pics, and then it will be border dash style of double, and then border dash color. Pink is a bit, oh, didn't put double, nearly. Pick a colour, any colour, pick a colour. What's your favourite colour, Mr. Cipher? Blue. Good choice. We all like blue. I nearly pressed it again. Oh mate, magic is happening today. Okay, let's just see what happens if we change that to 16 pics. Let's go nuts. Oh yes. And then we'll go for like, I don't know, 25, and then we'll call that dashed can now become inset. Inset. Run. Oh, this is a beautiful thing. Absolutely beautiful. To give more space and do padding 5 pixels. Okay. Yeah, between them all. Padding 5 pixels. And run that quickly. Oh, hold on a minute. What did that do? What did that do? How do you go back? Let's see if we just... Yep. The bottom one's going to change in because we're doing it back to front because that's how we roll. Fix. So if we run it again, yep, gives it more on the outside. Cool beans. And then if we put a margin top of, damn it, margin dash top of 20 pixels, that should move it down. Yeah, because it don't want to be next to that blue anymore. It did indeed. Yep, that's it. So if we do quickly padding 15, that should make this bit, as in the white, go massive. Ta-da! Text align center. Yep. Text align center. We'll move it all in the middle. Run. Doo-doo. Perfect. Okay. See, in the space of the last 5 minutes, you have been more helpful than me talking to myself, which is well impressive. Right, okay, here's the next one then, right? So, let's see if you can answer this. I was having a debate with myself and it didn't make any sense. Right, so, you know positioning? Right, the position static, yeah? Now, why is there an option to make things position static if, by default, every single HTML element is static? So, for example, yeah, so, I don't know, say that relative thing, yeah? If you want that to happen, you would actually have to go in and put position relative, yeah? So, in order to move it from static, you would have to change it. Why would you ever change it back if it's already static? Does that make sense what I'm saying? Because I cannot work it out. I don't know how or why that would be a thing you would need to do. Why would you change something that is... No, why would you set something that's already set? I think it's because if your page is responsive, then everything will move around. Possibly. If your page... Yeah, but if your page was responsive, and bear with me here because I could be wrong because I normally am. If your page was responsive, then you would have set the positioning to one of these boys. So either absolute or fixed or relative, or you'd give like the max width or max height and all that sort of jazz. So that as you move the screen around and change your screen and, you know, things and pieces move about, those values would then change the element. If you just had it static, it would just disappear. I'll tell you what, actually, let's just open that up a minute. Hold on a minute. I might be playing a bit of a silly fool here. Position. Oh, look, there's you. Hello. See, look, I'm learning. I didn't even know how to do this. Right, okay, cool. Right, so that's static. So nothing in theory should work. There we go. Yeah, so it'll shut it down and it will only adjust to the page. Oh well. I'm going to have to come back to it. I'm still a little bit confused, but that's okay. That's alright now. Okay. Oh, can you hear me and stuff okay? Because we had echoes and all kinds of crazy things going on the other day. Here? What's here? You're gonna I wait with bated breath. I can only but imagine it's lucky that I'm sitting down for what's about to come. Static is used to keep things in the same place. You are right. There is a default position. However, if you set a different position than the default one, you are going to need it to stay in place. That is where the static probably comes in. Mate, that makes sense. I think when you're going to position than the default, if you set a position if you set a different position than the default one, you are going to need it to stay in place. If you move it somewhere, it needs because if you because you've moved it, it's no longer static because you've moved it and positioned it. Therefore, you must specify that it's static, which will then make it work exactly to the rest of the page that you've just aligned it to. Thus, we have answered the question. Thank you very much, Sifa HD. You absolute superstar. Right. Excellent. Excellent news. I think we've got this. I think we've got this well. Right, so if I save that a minute. And we'll go back to the lesson now. Thank you. Right. Oh, I mean, I don't even know how to do these. So let's just quickly give you a smiley face. I only know about 2 people on Twitch because I don't really use it. So I'm going to give you the Binding of Isaac. There you go. And you have a painting on the ground. Let's say you want it on the wall. The now is the static property. Wow. That was deep. Please tell me that you can get what's his face, Steve Jobs, as a image. I don't know how to use this. Hold on. Bwah. You know the one I'm on about? Bwah. That one. So I'll tell you what, I'll give you a, hey, go on the Minecraft and the Sloth. Have a Glad Jonas. See? I knew one of them. I knew the grey one. Is that him? Is that him? Anyway, right. You can have a meat boy. Right, okay. Right. I'm very sorry, I must continue. Right, so this element has a position of relative. If we save him quickly and actually open this up, because I don't know what I'm doing anymore, position static is done. Position relative is there. Cool. So if we now take that, because this is now my other question. I can't even remember what I'm doing. I'm now getting pictures of Doritos. I assume it's a Dorito. Right, position relative. So let's. Okay, so what the problem was I was looking at was actually going to be that div dot. So that can actually now come out, and we can put in the style sheet the dot thingy. Relative. Oh man, yeah, relative. That'll do. Yeah. Dot relative. And even though we've already done it about 10 times, we're going to do it just so like the little sheet works out. So we're going to do, you know what, we know we've done it about 100 times now, so we're just going to nick this like that. No we're not. Why give it, let's try itself. That's it, we'll just nick that, because that one 100% we've gone through in detail to the point where you've got Kirby getting hit in the head with a hammer from either King DDD or what's the bird called from Batman? Joker's bird? Harley Quinn. I'll leave it up to you to decide. Whoops. Oh, how annoying is that? There we go, right, save. Oh, look what else I learned today. Right, I don't know if you was here when I did this. You ready for this? Right, so if you take all them lot, for example, yeah, and obviously normally you can press tab to move them about. I couldn't work out how to get them back. Do you know if you hold shift and press tab, they come back? Ah, mate, the amount of joy that brought me earlier is truly, it cannot be described. I was well happy. Right, that's enough of that. So, this element, position, relative, positions, and relative. So if we now quickly give a quick overview of what position relative does. You know what, we've read it loads. I think we've sussed it. We're going to nick that on this one, and we're just going to slap it in there. And why has that happened? Because it doesn't pick up space. In VS Code, it is control and bracket and control and the other bracket. That makes sense. That makes sense. What does that do in here? Control and bracket. Oh, fuck me, what did that do? Why did it just jump? Oh, is it gone to the... Oh, look at that. Oh! Alright, I'm gonna go on the other one quickly, hold on. One of the things that's hard in Notepad++, in fairness, I'm gonna make this big, hold on. Right, is that it can be quite difficult to run around the page. Like for example, you can't, you know, you got your scrolly mouse thing, you can't click it and then scroll. It's really annoying because you have to go over to the right and then hold it and off you go, yeah? But when you can scroll up and down, but you can't just push it in and then move your mouse up and down, right? However, with your super duper little tip there, use page up or page down. Oh, come off of it, of course that makes sense. Oh, what a mug. Right, I'm going to ignore you said that because I'm going to use your super duper control and thingy. Look at that. Yeah, that's right. What's that? I just want to go to the next line. Oh, boom, boom, boom. So look, on the P, yes it does. It just jumps to the next bit. Oh, mate. H3 to the next line. And it is if there's a gap in the thing, isn't it? Yes, if there's any space. No, it's not. Why has that one done that? Oh, well, I'm going to work out exactly what that's for. But yeah, you know, page up and down might work as well. Hold on a minute. Now I'm actually writing brackets. Let's just make sure I ain't done anything here that I shouldn't have. Oh, dear. Okay, all that done was tab it. Cool. Right. Anyway. Right, cool, relative. So we nick that, save that, save that, save that, put that back there, go back into that one, press F5, and it should be a perfectly round, boom, beautiful, absolutely beautiful. And we are actually going to amend. Oh, it is handy to know that you can do classes inside elements. No, not classes inside elements, because every class is inside an element. Ah! You can do classes for elements? No. You know what I mean, don't you? You can do a P with a class of, say, horse. And then you could also do a div with the class horse. Those two, although they're the same class, will only affect the particular element. Hold on a minute. Hopefully we ain't shut down the other one. Ah, we did. Bugger. Right, so you got div relative. Right, so we're going to nick that a minute. Hold on a minute. What happens if you do this? What happens if you do this? So, right, so if we get rid of that one. Whoops. And then we make that AP. And then in here we put P. You know what, we'll nick that one actually, that'll do. Class equals relative. Cool. And then on here we just put a oh, thank you very much for your help though, sir, and thank you for the follow. Or madam, apologies, I'm just assuming because I don't know why. But yeah, thank you anyway. Have a very good day. Go and enjoy doing your stuff. I'm gonna still sit here and cry my eyes out because I can't work out what I'm doing anymore. Oh, good. No offence caused, hopefully. You know, the world's full of offence, so let's just all chill a bit, you know what I mean? Okay, mate. I don't know how long I'm going to be. I think I'm actually going to be off shortly, but I'm back tomorrow, 6 p.m. or around that time. So enjoy. Then we can learn more. Yeah, let's go with we. I think you've got this sussed, and I'm sort of just running around like a madman. But yeah, thank you very much. All right, see you later, fella. It's been a pleasure, an absolute pleasure. Right. What a nice person. Cool. So if we do that, and then we give another. Can you do a H3 of a class? No, H3 won't work. Or will it? Yeah, it will. This is a test. Right, cool. So now if we put that one there as H3 dot relative run, boom, all of them do that. Cool. If we take that out and run it, it should still work. It does. Aha, that's if we change that color there only to blue and run it, it will only affect the bottom one because the other two have taken precedence because they're the element followed by a class. Huh. Ooh, this is all very exciting. Cool, right. And on that bombshell, I am actually going to leave it there for a little while because my brain is about to melt. Oh, that was a good one. I enjoyed the hour. Thank you very much for Mr. C for the follow, and yeah, no, that was actually been very, very, very helpful. I mean, I didn't actually get much done in the sheet, but more so the stuff that I've gone through, well, along with Mr. Sifa's help, but also just the way that, you know, we've worked out all these different things about divs, p's, relatives, but you can also now put classes inside elements and specify them particularly, and so on and so forth. That's cool. We like that. So yeah, please follow, and I'll be back tomorrow 6 p.m. ish. Job done. Thank you very much. How do I stop the stream?